Debbie Delong, and as a Gilead volunteer at Gilead Ministries, I get to be a phone encourager. Coming once a week to here to the office, interacting with not only who I will get to on the phone, but I love just the camaraderie and the feel of being in this dwelling, in this place, in this building, and having someone that could pray for me if I wanted it, who will pray for me when I'm done calling. I often leave notes just saying, you know, I'm concerned about this person, or can I have an address, and just being here and feeling like this ministry is serving our community. It's just a really wonderful place to spend 2 hours every week, or 2 hours plus every week. Well, I think the first contact that I had was when my mom passed away, and I had Megan Brown in class, and of course Dave and Teresa went to church, so I knew the Browns, but Megan, being in class with me, knowing my mom passed away, I think must have shared with her mother, and then I got a card from Teresa, just, you know, expressing her thoughts and sympathy, and I thought that's really nice. Well, then I continued to get cards, and it then was from not just Teresa, but from Gilead, and I really appreciated that, you know, it wasn't just that I had a student in class and this is her mother. It was an organization that was reaching out and sharing. That was how it all got started. I was asked to do Christmas calls, and so I started out just at the season of the holiday and doing Christmas calls. I think someone noted my gift of gab and realized that that was something that I did, and I loved having the opportunity to talk to people. So I was asked, well, would you consider being a regular phone encourager and coming once a week versus just the holiday? And I was retired at that time, and it's like, well, sure, that would be great. Well, before I could start on my own and solo, I had to be trained. At that point, we went into the area and, you know, show how to use the phone and the computer and all of that. And I listened to the regular phone caller, and then I was to mimic that. I thought, well, I know how to respond to whoever I call and what their need is, or whatever. And I was reminded, you're not a doctor, so you don't have to give medical advice. Matter of fact, that's not what your role is. And then I was told by someone very wise that I needed to remember to be a better listener than speaker. And that is harder for me because I want to talk. So that's been my challenge. And as I have remembered to stop and really listen to what they're saying, God uses that quiet time, which used to seem awkward, to then impress upon me what they're really saying. Where's their heart? What do they need? And so it went from being kind of uncomfortable and a choppy call, I think, initially, to now doing it for a couple years, I think, a flow of just a conversation with these beloved friends that I only get to meet through the phone. I had decided to go meet Barb. I knew where Barb was at that point, so I got some flowers and a little card, and I went to where she was, and I went to her room, and she, as soon as we heard each other's voice, we knew who each other was, and it was just so fun to now see a face to this voice. And so now when we talk on the phone, we are friends because we know what each other looks like. So that was really, really fun, and we reflect back to that about, well, remember when you came to visit, or that first time, and that's fun. So now I can actually say I could walk down the street and see you and know you, whereas before it was always, I would say, well, if I hear your voice, I'll know who you are. When I first started calling, and it was a gentleman that I had talked to several times, knew a little bit about him. He had shared, and then he goes, well, Debbie, how can I pray for you? That really hit me. I thought I was the one that was calling to encourage. And for him to ask me, how can I pray for you? It took me back, and I said, well, I don't know, let me think a bit. And it was really encouraging me that this could be a two-way, that it wasn't just me calling and listening to them and them sharing, but that he asked me. That was really, that was impactful. I have a lot of knock your socks off conversations, I think, just because of feeling like God is in this ministry. And I never know what the conversation is going to be, who has what need, but I feel like they all are valuable conversations, whether it's a short one or a long one. And I've learned that even a phone message that I left, sometimes they'll say, you know, I got your message and I really appreciated you thinking of me. So I've learned that every call is a God's call. And it isn't my words that matter. It's for him to use that time. So share that I'm glad that people see things in me that can be used for others that I don't see in myself, and encourage me to use those. So I don't think of talking to somebody on the phone as being a gift. As a matter of fact, my husband thinks my talking is a curse, but I've learned that that's something I love to do, and it seems to be a blessing to others.